Hello, my name is Nick Krabs and I'm a partner at Vinyl and volunteer as the co-chair of Boise Startup Week. In addition to providing great content for the youth track, this year we wanted to try something a little different. It's a chance to hear from you and hear your great ideas. That's why we've collected a series of real problems from Chobani, INL, the City of Good, Trailhead, the Idaho Department of Health and Welfare, Vacasa, and the City of Boise. We offer this as an opportunity for all college and high school students currently enrolled in the state of Idaho. It's your chance to pick a problem and compete for $3,000 of scholarships and cash prizes per team. Here's what you need to do. Step 1, organize yourself into teams of 2 or 3 people. Step 2, go to boisestartupweek.org and navigate to the Youth Innovation Challenge under the Participate tab in our main navigation. From there, you can view all of the problem videos. Or if you're watching live, we'll play them right after this. Step 3, pick a problem you and your team want to try and solve. Step 4, spend few hours researching why this is a problem and become as close to an expert as you can. Step 5, brainstorm and whiteboard a solution. And be sure to think through all the different edge cases that could derail your solution. Step 6, record an 8 to 12 minute presentation of your solution and remember to include every team member in the video. Step 7, submit your videos before 11:59 p.m. on November 20th via Google Forms at boisestartupweek.org on the Youth Innovation Challenge page. We'll be judging based on 3 criteria: how innovative your solution is, how feasible, and most importantly, how clearly and effectively you and your team communicate this idea. That's it. We're really excited to hear your ideas and award prizes to both college and high school teams. Good luck and be resilient.
City of Good is a local nonprofit in Boise that centers around getting restaurant employees back to work, feeding vulnerable food populations, and then also helping to support the local food system through farms. It started at the very beginning of restaurants being shut down in mid-March. After a little bit of time, we were in contact with the Boise School District. Through talking with them, we found out that there was a huge gap that is pre-COVID and will be post-COVID, and that is some lower income children who need food over the weekend. We're providing food for children over the span of Friday evening, Saturday, and Sunday.
So we started at Taft Elementary, which is one of our Boise community schools, with 30 boxes. And what was amazing is inside the boxes are 2 breakfasts, 2 lunches, and 2 snacks. So it's a lot of food. And what we were able to do is give kids this healthy, good food for them to take home and that they could prepare, they could eat, they could even prepare it themselves if they need to.
We want the kids to feel excited about it. We don't want it to feel like it's a handout to them or to their family. We want them to feel special and then be excited about the food. And because we are putting more local stuff and seasonal stuff, in a way we hope that we're somewhat broadening their palate a bit and their knowledge of food.
What the City of Good is able to do is just incredible. What it's shown me is what I've known all along about Boise. It's an incredible place, and I can't thank the chefs, the restaurants, the donors enough for what they're doing for these kids. It's important, and it makes a huge difference.
Hi, this is Kathy with City of Good, and I have a challenge for each of you. You've just watched our video, so you understand our model about how we're feeding food insecure kids locally grown fresh produce. Right now, we create 900 meals every Friday, and those get packaged into 170 different weekend fuel kits. We give those out to kids ages 8 to 18. We're excited by the fact that the food inside is nutrient dense and locally produced, and we're excited by the fact that those meals are being created by restaurants that are at risk of closing during the pandemic. And if there's one thing that connects all of us, it's eating. And eating connects us to our communities. And that's something that we really want to share with these kids. We want to make sure that they feel connected to where their food is coming from. So, my challenge to you is this. What would you put inside our weekend fuel kits that would help engage these kids with their local communities? We want them to feel connected to the culinary workers. We want them to feel connected to the local farms and ranches. What would you develop and what would you include in our kits? We want to think of these boxes as portals to other connections within the community. So how would you make that happen? What kind of support would you need from us? What kind of support would you need from your local community? And would you ultimately want to measure your outcomes, and how would you do that? Also ask yourselves, do you think this is a kind of program that could scale throughout the state of Idaho and help other insecure kids, food insecure kids, not just the ones in Boise? So we know that our team is up to the challenge. We hope your team is up to the challenge, and we hope to hear from you soon. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Mayor Lauren McLean of the City of Boise, and I'm excited to present a civic challenge that I feel is a great topic for this Boise Startup Week, and something our city currently needs creative minds like yours to think about. Recent forecasts estimate that Boise, by 2040, will be welcoming 50,000 new people. And I'm sure many of you know that already residents are struggling to find places to live at the price that they can afford. So I have this for you, because housing affordability is incredibly important to this administration and city, because we're the most livable city in the country, but part of that, in order to be the most livable city in the country, requires that we have homes for everyone. So I would like your bright ideas on how we can encourage, incentivize, partner in ensuring that there are homes at every price point in the city of Boise, so that those of you who work here are able to find a place to live here. I really look forward to seeing the solutions that you come up with. This is a big, big topic around the country, of course, but here in Boise especially. So we need innovative solutions, new eyes and brains put onto the topic, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what comes out of it through the challenge in the weeks and months to come. Take care, and thanks so much for thinking about this one.
Hi there, I'm Allison Uten, the Community Relations Director for Chobani. And as a food company, we care deeply about the fate of the hungry in America. We've spent much of this year pivoting our giving and really focusing in on food insecurity coast to coast. Due to the pandemic, Feeding America estimates that 54 million Americans will face hunger this year. That includes more than 18 million children. And as we've seen, both hunger and the pandemic are disproportionately affecting Brown and Black communities. So my question to you, you bright and brilliant students, is this: how can we inspire the private and public sectors to come together, to join forces and to join Chobani in finding a solution for this growing problem? I can't wait to hear your suggestions.
Hi guys, Tim Rostica here, submitting a problem statement for the Youth Innovation Challenge on behalf of Trailhead. The topic I'd like you to think about is the future of work. And to narrow the scope, think about how the pandemic has changed our behavior as consumers, as professionals, as teachers, and as students. Where and how we work has drastically changed, and it's continuing to change as the pandemic continues to unfold globally. And so in this shifting behavior by us as to where we live and how we get our work done arise a number of different opportunities. That is what I want you to focus on. In this new world of where and how we perform work, find opportunities for unmet needs. These are needs of the future that consumers may not already have, but will develop over time. They may be existing needs that aren't being met currently. I'd like you to keep an open mind with respect to the actual vertical that you choose to solve the problem in, but center it around the future of work. Happy problem solving.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth Johnston, and I'm the Senior Research Coordinator for Vacasa. I've worked at Vacasa for 6 years now to the month, and I'm very proud to be helping kick off the reverse pitch competition on their behalf. I'm even more excited to be here presenting this to you because I myself am a Boise State grad. Got my shirt on, so go Broncos. I was lucky enough to attend Boise State University, and I still live in the area. It's a great university, so congrats to all of you that are attending there. So I'm very excited to see what your creative minds are going to come up with in response to our challenge. So here it is. The short-term rental industry has grown exponentially over the past 10 plus years, and now many municipalities are playing catch up with regulations. While Vacasa is in full support of fair, transparent, and enforceable rules for property owners and managers to follow, the industry is quite fragmented, and many governments and renters don't distinguish between professionally managed and owner-managed rentals. For example, there are major differences between renting out a second home as part of a business and an owner renting out a spare room at their primary residence. In 2017, the governor of Idaho signed House Bill 216, which forbids cities or counties from banning short-term vacation rentals, but does allow local governments to regulate them with regards to health, safety, and welfare. In recent years, several cities in Idaho have explored ways to add regulations, but they've mostly stalled without support from voters or local businesses and individuals that rely on short-term rentals for income. So here's our question to you. How would you suggest a city regulate vacation rentals, both owner-operated and professionally managed properties, in an equitable and enforceable way that complies with state law? One that preserves an owner's ability to earn income from their property, but also the tax revenue and jobs that short-term rentals bring to an area. This is a complex topic, but we are excited to hear your forward-thinking ideas and proposals. So get out there, good luck, and most of all, go Broncos! Thank you.
Hi, I'm Andrew Masters, and I'm the CIO for Idaho's Department of Health and Welfare. I have a challenge to present that provides an opportunity to dramatically improve medical drug research and ultimately healthcare. This challenge is a great fit for the startup mindset, as it requires both creativity and skepticism to really develop and deliver a well-thought-out approach. So the average cost of getting a new drug to market is $1.3 billion, and only 1 in 5 drugs that are tested in people are successful and approved. Drug companies don't have unlimited funds, so they must prioritize and select only a handful of drugs they have on the shelf based on their potential for approval and commercial success. One means of dramatically improving and reducing these costs is to make more data available so drug companies can better understand and be better informed about drugs' potential by conducting virtual studies. I think you'll be excited about the challenge. I know I am. So the challenge is I'm looking to have you describe the technology incentives that allow every individual to choose to donate their data to research, much in the same way that we donate our organs. But you don't have to die. So some questions to think about. What are some of the ways that would make it easy for individuals to provide their data and do that in a way that's anonymized and secure? What are the incentives for individuals to participate? Healthy data from individuals is just as valuable to research as it is for them to obtain data from chronically ill patients. So how do you engage people and get them to continue to provide their data throughout their life? How can the public be informed about what's the process, and so they can better understand how to actually do that? Just similar to the way that we today know that we can just indicate on our driver's license that we choose to donate our organs. So how would we do that? Where would the data be aggregated and how would it be made available? Who would pay those costs and why? So I'm excited to hear really your creative and innovative thoughts about how we might address this challenge and be the catalyst for improving drug research and healthcare. Thank you for considering this challenge, and I believe it is important to all of us.
Hi, my name's Jim Keating, and I'm calling from the Idaho National Lab. I've got a challenge for you, and it has to do with plastic. The problem of plastic in nature, particularly in our oceans, is a serious global problem. Every minute, about 1 dump truck load of plastic goes into our oceans and waterways, ruining beaches, hurting wildlife, and contaminating our food supply. Of all the plastic ever made, about half was made in the past 15 years. We don't know what to do with all this plastic once we're finished with it, so it just accumulates. But eliminating all plastic from our lives is neither feasible nor desirable. Plastic has a lot of benefits. It keeps our food fresh, it's sterile, it's durable, it can take any shape or form. As a material, it's versatile and cost effective. So it's widely used in just about every industry. So we're not going to get rid of it. But one area where we can make a huge difference is in single-use plastic items like water bottles, grocery store bags, plastic utensils, soda bottles. You get the idea. Matter of fact, not that long ago in this country, just about every grocery store used paper bags, and milk came in reusable glass bottles, so did soda. These bottles were sterilized and reused. It was actually a much better system than what we've got going on today. There are scientists right now working on biodegradable plastics, and I think this is a very promising area of research, but cost is largely going to dictate how successful their efforts are. I would characterize those efforts as being on the supply side, as in the supply of bottles to the food and beverage industry. It's really tough to get industry to change if something's working well, but I think we can make a big difference on the demand side, where we as customers or consumers get retailers to change their ways. And we do this by using our collective influence in buying power. So here's my challenge to you. Come up with novel ways on how we can influence and incentivize retailers to eliminate single-use plastic items in what they sell and what they use. The more of us that do this, the stronger our influence becomes. Then and only then will we see the behavioral change necessary to protect our oceans and waterways from this horrible source of contamination. Thanks so much for participating, and I really look forward to seeing what you come up with.